predicting, let's think about this. All of the NFC East teams ended in disappointment. But the questions that the Eagles are asking is, will Jalen cut down on the interceptions and the turnovers? I know the Commanders are wondering, is Jaden Daniels the savior for the Washington Commanders? And I know you Dallas Cowboys fans are thinking, can Dak take us to that next level, even though he was second in MVP? Well, sit back and relax. You already know who I got. I got the coldest panel in the game. You already know what to do. You already know what I'm about to tell you. Cue the music. Let's make this epic. This is the One Skybox on YouTube exclusively. I'm Michael C., the source of life, over the mic. And I got the coldest podcast and I got the coldest panel in the game. You gonna let me sit back and I'm gonna introduce you to the coldest panel in the game. My guy first, shakes the rope like the ultimate warrior. I got one word for you. Mamba, what's good? What you got?
Smitty, let's get going, baby. It's time to roast Dallas.
You already know. Well, Coach Twilight isn't here today, but you know who else I got? When I stick down to the arm and I point to the veins, you already know who it is. He runs through my veins, y'all. He runs through my veins. My guy. Daryl T. What's good with you, fella?
How you doing out there? What's up?
My guy, you already know I got the coldest panel in the game. I got the coldest podcast in the game. You know what you need to do. Hit that like and subscribe button. It's only $3.99. Let's get into it. Let's get right into it. When it comes down to the NFC East, the biggest thing you have to look at when it comes to a football team is the quarterback. When you look at these quarterbacks, right now, we're going to look at Jalen Hurts, Jalen Daniels, Dak Prescott, and I'm going to go right now with Daniel Jones for right now. With that all being said, I want to ask a couple questions to my panel. Easy and simple. Mamba, name your team quarterback and give us one sentence and pitch on why he's the best quarterback in the NFC East right now.
Jalen Hurts has more weapons than the U.S. nuclear depot, and he's won 2 big playoff games and been to a Super Bowl.
I had to been a little bit of stinger, but you know, this guy's going to come back with a little bit of something. Daryl, I'm asking you the same question. Name your team quarterback and give us a sentence or a pitch on why he is the best quarterback in the NFC East right now.
Dak Prescott hasn't got a contract extension.
So
That's the
he's going to get hungry. He's going to play for the money.
He needs to win. You know what I mean? Or it's see you later.
Interesting. Daryl, what do you think is the most important tangible that a quarterback needs to lead a team to that next level?
I don't think those type of things that you find in the combine when they're running the 40-yard dash, those type of things aren't going to be in the vert. Those type of things aren't really, sometimes you don't even really see in film. It's a type of mentality. It's the type of thing that you're almost almost born with, but I would say nurtured, and it's a part of you. There's an integrity side to the game where it's like there's certain aspects of like a football player's life where no one's looking. Like Bron's still like people like LeBron James, like they're still getting up at like 6 a.m. No one's looking. Tom Brady practicing every day, like the repetitive consistency of discipline, like it's like there's a compound interest to it. You know what I mean? And when the things outside of the game start clouding like what's the real goal, then like you start seeing like shortcomings and choke playoffs and winded out fourth quarters. You know what I mean? So I think that's what it is.
I see you. I see you. I definitely see that. I see that. I see that. It's all about experience when it comes down to it. Well, Howie Roseman went out there and right now has like, I mean, I'm not going to call it a dream team, but when it comes down to this offense has one of the top running backs, top two receivers, either receiver is the number one receiver. Their tight end is legit and definitely in the top three, top four. Then their O line is going to be legit. With all that being said, Mamba, how much do you think that supporting cast has to impact the performance of the quarterback?
If you don't have the supporting cast, you don't win. Period. They could be a no-name supporting cast, which the Dallas defense was back in the 90s on their first run. Does it pay to have big names? Sure. I mean, you say them all: AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley. But here's the thing: Daryl hit upon this. These guys that are putting the work in the off season, that has to continue. That doesn't stop come February, and then in July I report the off season training camp, and guess what? I'm out of shape. No, it's continuous, and the Eagles are showing that continuity. And I'm sure Dallas is too, as a fan, as a follower of the Eagles, I'm hearing that Jalen is working on his mechanics. He's working on doing different spreads with Saquon Barkley and, just getting timing down. These are the things that propel you into that championship mode. These are the things that get you a chip. The things that don't get you a chip, they're already hit upon. You can't choke. You can't choke in that week 15. Week 15, you need to be firing on all cylinders. And for this supporting cast, they've got to fire on all cylinders because they weren't last year.
They got you. They got to fire on all cylinders. When it comes down to it, you can't go down and get comfortable at being 10-1, regardless of what's going on behind closed doors. Because now you are, without a doubt, the hunted. You are now the hunted, not the hunter. Oh no. You have to sit back and you gotta go balls to the wall all the way to the end. Because at the end of the day, there's only one. There's 31 teams that are going to sit back and they are going to Cancun. There's only one team that gets to host at Lombardi. When I'm looking at down the road, I want to ask you, Daryl, which quarterback do you think has the brightest future and why?
I mean, if we're speaking just the NFC East, I would think that is hands down, without a question, Mr. Daniel Jones. Say, no, I'm kidding. I mean, if I would tell you the truth, and I would talk specifically football, you would have to think Jalen Hurts, just based for the fact that Jalen Hurts has lesser of a chance to have peaked already, based on he's like not as far as in his career as Dak. I mean, like to say like Dak hasn't peaked with like 2 or 3 like over 30 plus like touchdowns, and you know what I mean, second in MVP, but I don't see football as like a needing of a top 5 quarterback to win the Super Bowl. I think we've just been clouded by that in regards to Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. Like overall teams can go as well. You know what I mean? Like when the Eagles went, they were an overall team. Like, yeah, like people could be like Jalen Hurts, like in regards to that, but they were third in sacks in all time, like all time. You know what I mean? They had a crazy secondary at the time. You know what I mean? The only thing that they missed, just like they missed last year with linebacker. Then they picked the dude up from the Bucks, and I'm like, man, like, geez. But you know, I mean, I think it's just the overall team. But I'd say Jalen Hurts, he has something that Dak doesn't have, and it's not the attributes on an MVP like stat sheet. It's leadership, things that you can't you can't teach what Jalen Hurts has. He can get the ability through practice. You can't teach what he has mentally.
I know that's right. I'm looking as an Eagle fan. I'm obviously, I'm a Jalen Hurts fan. But I would love to hear, what do you think our fan base is thinking about when it comes to Jalen Hurts, Mamba?
And for all those fans sitting at home on the edge of their couch right now, okay, you have been judgmental of every quarterback that has ever worn a uniform in the city of Philadelphia. You just wait to see who is going to fail so that it confirms your suspicions. And I'm telling you, last year, as a fan, I bought into that. I could see the deterioration from a Super Bowl level quarterback to a what the hell? And it's one of those situations where Eagle fans are sitting there with their bowl of cereal and they're eating and they're eating, and then all of a sudden they get super happy when something destructive happens. And it's like the mindset's got to change. I got to call it as it is. The mindset of we can't wait till Jalen fails has got to freaking go. The mindset that's got to be, that's our quarterback. We need to support him. And, come off season, if he didn't do what he's supposed to do, let the talking happen. But the fans, the radio out of Philly, cut it. Because it's like a Dallas Cowboy fan just said, he has all the intangibles that can't be taught. The practice comes in the offseason. The practice even comes during the season. The point being, he's got something that his own quarterback doesn't have. So get behind that.
Yeah, I agree. Daryl, I want to ask you, what is your fan base right now, in your opinion, think about Dak Prescott?
I mean, so it's hard for me to speak for the full fan base, but I could say, you know what I mean? Me personally, I just don't like. I mean, I gotta believe it when I see it. I think if Dak wins like multiple playoff games, it'll look the same way as Jason Tatum did when he won championships. He's gonna go out and you're probably gonna have him in the exact same place. Like, you know what I mean? It's gonna be like other people stepped up. You know what I mean? Like, we gotta remember Jordan Love put up a lot on Micah. But you know what I mean? Like we got Diggs back there with the dude Blam, but I don't think Dak could do, if Dak has to do it himself, then I just don't see it. And the only thing that I could base that on is a borderline decade of reality. You know what I mean? I think we're going into our 8th or 9th year, so it's like if she said no to me once, it's like, okay, maybe I got a chance. But she says no to me 8, 9 times. Like, what do you think's gonna happen the 10th time? You know what I mean? So we'll see. I'm gonna go into football season and ask her out again. We'll see.
We'll see. Well, with that being said, I want to thank you. For watching the One Skybox exclusively on YouTube. If you have any thoughts, questions, or concerns, email us at the number one skybox at gmail.com. It's the coldest battle in the game, y'all. You know who it is. It's Michael C., the source of life, over the mic. I got my guy Mamba. I got my guy Daryl P. And Coach Twilight will be back later. But with that being said, You know what I'm about to do. Hit you with these 4 words. Now let's make it epic.
Yo, that was good, guys. That was real good.
Oh yeah, that was good.
That was def for sure.
Let's make this epic. If you like this video and you want to see it a little bit more, sit back and think, who do we think is going to win the NFC East right here.